Hey there, what's going on? It's a Thursday edition of the REKAP Lunch Hour with Guff, brought to you by our fine partners at Hooters. Ryan McGuffey here with you. Thursday afternoon edition. Folks, cold still, whatever. Got double-barreled action here in the REKAP studios. We got the Masters over here. We got the White Sox who just gave up a 2-run bomb over here, and it's 2-1 Cleveland. No surprise, no surprise. We're going to talk about that. The Masters. Scotty Scheffler, that dude's just a dude. Leads the Masters. He's in a 3-way tie as we speak. I hope you got some futures. I know Lip Ripper is going to be joining us. I know he's going to have some futures bets. I got a couple of things in play here as the Masters, the best golf tournament ever. Tradition like none other. Off and running. We have the White Sox looking a lot like the 2024 White Sox. Cubs come up short yesterday. They head out west today. They got the Dodgers and Padres yet again this weekend and into next week. And then Josh Giddey, man. Like the Bulls, Joe Cowley and I are going to do a live Bulls recap podcast. For those of you who want to join us, we're going to do it in 1 hour at 1:30. With 2 regular season games left, the Bulls have the Wizards and Sixers. You kind of feel like they're going to win them both. Very much in position to host a play-in game. Are people excited? Do people care? Did they screw it? Did they not? Becky, joining us today on time outside of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Always happy to have you. And Godfather, you like Jordan Spieth. I don't know if you put a futures ticket on him. Spieth was amongst the leaders. I think I just saw that he bogeyed. So he's even through 10. What I like to see is Fred Couples, man. I love the Masters because like people they like kind of find themselves again. And then they kind of have one big round. And, Fred Couples is not going to win the Masters at this point, but he's currently 1 under and 2 back of the lead, which is actually really cool. Jess says, hey, Guff, disappointing to see the Sox crash like that. It's not May yet, so there's still hope. This is just a small dip while on their long-term growth. Jess, I honestly hope you're right, but this is where we are. They can't score runs. And it's what I've said from the start of the season. I've been saying it on the White Sox Recap podcast with Brian Anderson. The guys that they're bringing up right now, and now you have Andrew Benintendi on the IL, you have Corey Lee on the IL, and you have Mike Talkman on the IL because he comes up around third last night, blows a tire, and cannot even make it to home plate. It's like the White Sox are looking a lot like the 2024 version, just in the offensive category. And what I'm saying by that is they're pitching really well. They're playing the game clean. No one wants to hear that because of how crappy they are offensively. That they can't keep trotting the same lineup out there. And it's very clear that they're not going to bring Chase Meidroth up. They had an opportunity today. I know they're down a couple of outfielders, so they had to go to the outfield. You have Benintendi out and you have Talkman out. You have to go outfielder there. A lot of people looking for Chase Meidroth to be the guy that gets called up. He's an infielder, okay? At some point, though, they're going to have to make a decision and get the White Sox offense at least at a major league capability. 34 runs in 11 games, 15-7. They scored 1 in the first inning on a pass ball. But that's what they do. They score 1 run and then they go quiet. So we'll see if they can find a way to win a baseball game today. But the idea that they could come home with a 8-game losing streak is pretty pathetic at this point in the season because the Cleveland Guardians are not a good baseball team either. Their offense sucks as well. Pablo, what's up, buddy? Knowing Cap has to go to the Bulls playing game. Will you be going with him? Bulls aren't winning the title, but a playoff game is a playoff game. Is that going to be fun? Does Cap have to go to the Bulls playing game? Do I not know something about that? Because if he is, hell yeah, I'll go. Why not? I like at this point, I told you guys a few weeks ago, I'm embracing it. I'm just going to embrace it. At this point, they screwed up the whole thing a while ago by not going with the tank, and they're playing really well since the trade deadline. Lip, happy Masters to you. I know it's early in the show, but I just took first-round leader Homa at 25-1 through 5. Did you really? Where are you at here? I have a couple first-round leader tickets, neither of which are going to cash. I do have Corey Connors at 1 under right now, so at least he's in the mix at 50-1. But my other two, which were Zatorius and Cam, I think it was Cameron Smith they had. Yeah, Cam Smith. He's not going to get it done either. He's through 16. He's even par. But I do have a futures ticket on Colin Morikawa to win the Masters outright. So let's see, at least that hopefully after his first round could be in the mix. I don't want to talk it into existence. Someone just went in the water over here. It wasn't Colin Morikawa. Happy Friday Eve, says Kyle. Only 2 more weeks until the draft. If you're Ryan Poles, who do you personally pick at 10? I would take Kelvin Banks Jr. for another left tackle. I'm taking a lineman, offense or defensive lineman. That's where I'm at. I no matter how close we get to the draft, I won't be I'm not on the tight end train. I'm not on the running back train. I'm just not. I just don't think it's a position of need. I want this team to be as capable of getting to a playoffs as possible. So get you more depth and a stud that you can plug and play at 10 or trade back. Yeah, I know, Guff. It's something on both Chicago teams. I'm worried about. Lake Michigan has more depth than either team does. Reinsdorf needs to dig into the rate food budget and get a hitter. The thing is, I just don't see the White Sox. They're not going to be able to fix this on the fly. You're going to have development at the minor league level. And right now you got Mydroth and Edgar Carroll and Elko. Those 3 guys. I'll keep an eye on those 3 guys. People are complaining about Vaughn. They just showed on the broadcast on CHSN, proud partner of the recap, that Vaughn ranks in the top 10 in all of the metrics of hardest hit, walks, barrel, etc. And while that doesn't always equal hits, usually that luck does turn around. Becky, do you think the Bears will be somewhat better next season? They have to be. They have better coaching. They have almost the same talent, if not better. Their offensive line is certainly way better. I expect the Bears to take a big jump. What that looks like, right now on paper, their schedule looks tough. I think it's they're 8.5 is the win total, and I think it's very fair. If you told me the Bears were 9-8 or 8-9, but they took a big step, I wouldn't be surprised. If you told me they were 10-7 or 11-6, I also would not be surprised. Godfather, 37-43, excited about the Bulls? A joke. One sport I could care less about. I understand. I think the NBA is a tough watch. I will say the theater of the NBA sometimes is fun. Luka going back to Dallas last night and playing the tribute and seeing him cry before the game and the fans being absolutely ballistic. I loved it. And then he went off and scored 31 in the first half and 45 for the game. I love the theater and the storytelling aspect of things. In terms of the Bulls, they're stuck in the middle. But this Josh Giddey, another triple-double, his 7th of the season. Do you guys know he ranks 3rd all-time, tied with Joakim Noah? 3rd all-time for the Bulls in triple-doubles. He's only been a Bull for this season. He's got 7. He lost a bet. Yeah, damn it, let's go. I'll talk to him today when he comes in here. I will definitely make that happen next week if we can go. 100%. Happy Masters Swayze to you. I know my guy Swayze's been begging for a Masters stream. Speaking of a stream, somebody's in a stream right now in Amen Corner trying to figure out who's going to hit out of it. And quite frankly, I think he's going to. I think there's an angle there. Why not hit out of it? Tough shot. Doesn't look any different than some of the shots I've had in my life. Jess, happy Masters to Swayze. I have Morikawa too, Swayze. Let's dance. I also had a booster on him, so I got a chance to win some cash. Morikawa currently 1 under Scotty Scheffler, man. For Scheffler, it looks easy. That's what's scary. Becky, were you happy with a 4-2 homestand with the Cubs? I think the Rangers are in first place. The Cubs schedule, I've said this, be 500 through April, and you should be happy. If they're above 500, that's all gravy. They're currently 9-6. They head to the West Coast. Here's another thing to like. The Cubs lead the majors in the run differential. I love their offense. Their offense is what looks really good. They're 7-3 their last 10. They've had chances to put some teams away. Sweep the Padres, weren't able to. Sweep the Rangers, weren't able to. But 2 out of 3, guys, 67% of the time, you're winning baseball games. That's going to get you to the postseason. So, yes, I'm always going to be happy with a winning record, home or road. Clyde's at work, per usual. Any outfield options right now for the White Sox since 3 players are on the 15-day DL? This is crazy. No, they don't have depth. I'll pull up the Charlotte Knights. They do not have depth in the outfield right now. They called up Omar Narvaez to take the place of Corey Lee at catcher. Omar Narvaez, of course, a former White Sox. He was a Double-A because they just didn't have room to stash and store him. But here's what you have. Greg Jones, who's already been up here. And it's Talkman, obviously. Oscar Colas, they're not bringing him up. He's in Double-A, actually. Dominic Fletcher has a 650 OPS. in Charlotte, the guy they brought up, Joshua Palacios, he's probably the best option. Listen, Corey Julks. I'm actually surprised that they didn't go with Corey Julks unless he's banged up. Julks has an 1135 OPS down there. He's got 3 doubles. But Palacios, 231. Cal Mitchell hitting 071. Zach DeLoach, just a whole bunch of garbage. They don't have a lot of depth at outfield right now. Same to you, Jess, in terms of Happy Masters. Let's go Scotty Scheffler. Happy Masters Lunch Hour crew. I'm not going to be mad if the favorite wins the Masters, if it's Scotty Scheffler. I love Scotty Scheffler. I do. But, at least be in on Sunday. And I think, dude, Scheffler does it. As each day goes by, I think he just gets more tuned up. He's just a good dude. Had to make egg salad sandwich for lunch today. I believe $2. Katie's at the Masters, by the way. Katie has worked the Masters. I think this is the 3rd straight year that she's down there. So she's pretty much off the grid. I haven't heard from Katie in days. You would think normally that's a concern since she's part of my responsibility, but it's because she has to turn her phone in too. She can't have access to her phone. I love that the rules that they put in. The Masters are a bunch of sexist jerks. All right, we're gonna do that. Katie is down there working. Okay, so I'm gonna stick up for my girl Katie. Charles, hey Guff, let's just let the Bulls play hard, sit back and enjoy. That's where I'm at, Charles. Like at this point, to hell with it. Let's enjoy Josh Giddey going off. They sweep the Heat. Worst case scenario, I think, at this point is they're hosting the Heat next week in the play-in game. Best case is they can still jump into that 8th spot to play Orlando. They can jump Atlanta and have a shot at playing at least a guaranteed 2 games. Because if they lose that game, then they would fall into whoever loses the 9-10 game next week. If they play the 9-10 game, you lose, you're gone. So right now, they are a half game back of the Atlanta Hawks. And the Bulls have the Wizards and Sixers left. Meanwhile, the Hawks are at the Nets tonight, who are not good, as we know. They're at the Sixers, who the Bulls have too. And then they have host Orlando. They're basically playing Orlando in a pre-playing game. I'd be very curious to see how many guys get sat in that game. Tell the truth, this cat pass gas in meetings. The hell is that, Mud Shark? I know. But you know what? People do. People fart. How about that? There's your takeaway from today's lunch hour. People fart. Would you and BA do a crossover pod with Cap and Gordon for Crosstown? Kyle, that's a great idea. I think we could do that. I think it's a really good. I'm always looking for ideas on the White Sox Recap podcast. We got plenty to go. My guy, Chef Paul. I don't know if Chef Paul plays baseball bets and stuff, but it's been another good week for the Recap Bet of the day. Paul's better sign Giddey. Paul's meaning Bulls better sign Giddey. If the Cubs keep winning series, they'll be fine. Of course. 2 out of 3. That's 66%, right? Do the 2 out of 3 of 162. I will give you that total. That's 109 wins. I think you'll be just fine, Becky, if they were to do that all year, which we know they certainly can't keep that pace. Dustin says the Bulls have a shot to finish the season 15-5 or 14-6 over their final 20 games. Really remarkable. My question is, do you think this current group of players is good enough to be a top 6 seed next year prior to additions? I don't. You can't run this group back. And I like how they've played for Billy. First of all, I don't see any situation. I think Vooch comes back. They're going to have to make a big decision on Kobe White. I think he's forcing their hands. The Giddey situation, each day he's getting more money. Are the Bulls going to let him test the market? I would, and then offer him, because the Bulls have that restricted free agent ability, and I would let the market test Josh Giddey before I go out there and throw him a whole bunch of money. But he has been some kind of special for the Bulls. Eric, Giddey's ridiculous. This guy needs a contract ASAP. But the Bulls kind of hold the ticket here. I would let him test the market. Cubs have a tough series this weekend at the Dodgers. If we take 2 out of 3, happy. If you get a 6-game split of this road trip, it's a win to me. Take that, Guff. Pablo, this channel appreciates all sports. First day of the Masters, and we're in here with opening day vibes. Hand clap for Guff and the Recap platform. Yeah, I went with the backwards hat because normally when I golf, I need a hat to be able to pull it off and kind of be pissed when I hit one, pumped when I'm good. And so I went with the hat today. Went with the hat today. Godfather. Who needs to sign a number 2 starter in the offseason? Not the Cubs. Who needs to sign a bona fide closer? Not the Cubs. Who needs to make a new eating area in center field? The Cubs. I love Godfather, man. Hey, Godfather, they are in first place, okay? They are in first place. Clyde going straight tots for lunch. Are they Hooters tots? Are they Hooters tots? Because that would be a good thing if you were able to get some Hooters tots for lunch. And we are going to be pulling up that here in a second. Oh, Clyde's out here. Clyde's out here pulling the strings again, everybody. We don't like it when Clyde is playing spelling bee on the lunch hour. We don't like it. And I get it. Can we get YouTube short videos for each of the recap team? Cap, Guff, and Katie. Incredible careers you all have. I would love a short vid for those who are just meeting you. I'd like to know more about what you're talking about there. You want us to do more shorts, and we will. Definitely more shorts. That's easy. Let the market dictate Giddey's worth and match it, no doubt. Chicken breast tenderloins and mixed greens for lunch. I love when you guys give me the meal. Love when you guys give me the meal. Did a 36-hour fast this week. First time I've ever done that. I actually found it remarkably easy. I'm off that schneid. I usually do intermittent fasting every day. I have a sushi bowl. Yeah, I have a rice bowl. That's where I haven't eaten it yet, but that's what I have for lunch today. That ball hit deep. It's not even Luis Robert in center field. The guy needs a day off because he's not hitting the ball well. Okay, needs a day off. Come on, man. Pathetic. Gets 4 pitches and 3 at-bats yesterday. Swinging at the first pitch in every at-bat. It's just absolutely asinine. You know what's not asinine, though? Hooters. Hooters is using this time to go to – they're calling it spring break at Hooters. And God knows we need a weather flip here sooner than later. Tomorrow, if you're going to Hooters, I'd recommend the Guinness Fish and Chips. I had it a couple of weeks ago when I was there. For those observing Lent, it's a really good option, as are the shrimp tacos and the breaded shrimp. Those are $9.99. The Guinness Fish and Chips, $12.99. Let's jump ahead. It's Thursday. Thirsty Thursday, as we call it. They have the $6 cocktails all day, every day. Absolute Bacardi or Saw's single mix cocktail for just $6. Enjoy every day at Hooters. But this is what's fun. The drink of the month. It's raining Ritas at Hooters. Head to Hooters for the People's Margarita, the drink of the month. Terramana, Reposado, Tequila, Grand Marnier, fresh lime juice, simple syrup, pineapple juice, ribbed with the Tajin spice, which I like, for an extra kick. And this month, it's just $8. Go to originalhooters.com to find one of the 11 Chicagoland locations nearest you. Let's keep on going on with the comments because we have plenty to go here. David Robertson is still available to be had. Is he injured or does the league know something we don't? He'd be good for the Cubs. Dustin, I start getting concerned, okay, when guys who are free agents are still available this time of year. Now, I'm not saying that they shouldn't explore the opportunity, but you're talking about a guy who would need to go to extended spring training in Arizona at this point. Not saying they shouldn't do it. I also don't think David Robertson right now is fixing anything. They just need to get Ryan Presley right, and I think they'll be off and running. Landon says the Sox are in Cleveland. Ask if they can borrow Joe Boo and a live chicken, have to wake up the Pats. They are pathetically bad. Clyde's annoying, but also funny. There you go, Clyde. The compliment and the blow at the same time. Good afternoon, Guff says, Jason, the White Sox are showing why rebuilds are the worst thing that has happened to pro sports. No guarantees it works. It allows teams to not try to win. Yeah, especially with the White Sox, because we just went through one. That's what makes it hard. There's zero guarantee. Look at the Baltimore Orioles. I use them as an example. They decided they didn't want to trade any of their prospects. Are they good? Yes. Offensively, they're good. They're currently in last place, albeit 5-8 in the AL East. They can't pitch. They don't have enough starting rotation, and they haven't done anything to fix it. They should have been in the market to trade for Dylan Cease 2 years ago. They should have been in the market to trade for Garrett Crochet this offseason, and they let their own people get better. They let the Boston Red Sox get better. They let the New York Yankees get better. They let the Toronto Blue Jays get better. And for what? To win 100 games and bow out and get swept in the playoffs? At least they get to the playoffs. But to me, getting to the playoffs, as we saw with the White Sox in 2020, 2021, there's zero reward. If you win a game, bow out, and the whole bottom falls out. None. And at some point, you're going to have to decide, Do you want to win or care and extend your guys, or just say you want to play the market and develop and keep caring about your damn prospects? There's my rant for the day. Sipping on a John Daly. 'Tis the season, lip. Clyde, I wish I had Hooters tater tots and honey barbecue boneless wings and a wild cherry Pepsi. Sounds delicious. My stomach just growled. I would go with the mango habanero wing sauce. A little sweet, a little heat. Love it. Are you watching the draft at Hooters with Cap? We do not have a draft party lined up at Hooters. We will the second I know where our next live Hooters event will be. You guys will know. And then in football season, we have 5. Count them. Once a month, we'll be live at Hooters during the football season. How are our White Sox doing in Cleveland right now? They trail 2-1. Top of the third. Nick Maton is up. He had a bloop single to start the game, but I could easily see the White Sox ending with 1 run. Grilled cheese, ketchup, lunch with Guff. What a combo. Love it, Godfather. That's a hell of a combo. Robert needs to be launched to the moon. Kind of with you on that. As long as he stays healthy, like at this point, let's go. Chef Paul spelled the Bulls wrong. You better be careful, Clyde. You better look at all these. Look at all this stuff. Clyde, you better be careful, man. Look at Morikawa, tied for first through 13. For those who have Colin Morikawa to win, I don't have him to lead the first round. What just happened with Tyrell Hatton? Did he get like a eagle? He jumped to 6 under. That can't be right. No, he's 4 under. Tyrell Hatton's 4 under. I saw my card updated right in time. I'm like, what? So I don't have Scheffler for the first. I don't have Morikawa for the first round leader. I do have Corey Connors, who shocked all of a sudden. Corey Connors through 15, 2 back of Hatton, 1 back of Rose, Scheffler, and Morikawa. I'm in the mix, as they would say, at 50-1 for a first round leader. But here's the thing, folks. There are plenty of golfers on the course and 3 who have yet to tee off. So we got a long day of golf. I'll be happy if they go 4-2 on the road. Becky, if they come back with a winning road trip, always it's a good thing. Oh, Clyde, see, people are getting pissed, man. Don't piss off the crowd. It's hard to get this group mad. That's the point. We want to be a family, man. Don't stir the pot, Clyde. I'm not going to keep putting spelling errors up on the screen. I had a crazy thought, said Jess, with the Pirates imploding under nutting. Maybe Skeens can come over to the Cubs. I know it'll never happen, but I'm disgusted. Jess, you've been talking to her for a while, for 6 months, about your disgust, and I get it. Paul Skeens will probably be the next Garrett Cole in Pittsburgh. They'll use him for 5 years, and then they won't be able to afford him, and then he'll probably get the biggest contract for a pitcher if things go well. And you know the Pirates aren't going to be the ones giving that to him. Did Morikawa just go in the bunker there? Is that my guy, Colin Morikawa? How many games did the Cubs win on this trip? I'll take 3-3. I'll take 3-3. Spend nutting, win nutting. I like that. You should get that a t-shirt, Jess. Jess has so many damn good ideas. I played DraftKings for the first time in a while and did a Masters Classic lineup of Morikawa, Connors, Zalatoris, Reed, Hovland, and McCarthy for $1 million. What do you think about that one, Guff? I think, how could I say no to that? But let's be honest. There's a crapshoot part of it. I did some legit research for my first round leader picks, but I don't expect to win. I mean, it's just you're hoping to get lucky. Corey Connors right now is certainly Thomas getting me to laugh with. Hey, look at Thomas. He jumped you, Clyde. Thomas already called himself up. I hope they extend Tucker. Hey, Clyde, let me tell you something. Becky spelled they wrong, okay? And I don't care. So stop correcting people, all right? By YouTube Shorts for Recap Team, I mean you tell us where you've worked, why you went into sports, and what you do away from the recap show. Guff likes golf and cat vacations all the time. LOL. Yeah, I love being a dad. I'll tell you that. So I like a lot of things, coaching. That's a good idea, Pablo. A little who we are type thing. Beat you to it, Clyde. Rebuilds work with the right ownership. If ownership isn't committed to winning, like nutting or Reinsdorf, then a rebuild will never work. They need to commit 110% to all aspects of the game. They're annoying me, Guff. You know the O's are my favorite young team, and they're failing themselves by not acquiring. Pitching, I know. Draft party at Hooters, great idea, Slack. Not everyone will be able to get to Soldier Field for the team's official party. No doubt about it. Clyde, Jess going at you. Jess going at you. I think the National Spelling Bee is in May on ESPN. Clyde, you spelled Clyde wrong. Oh, boy. Clyde, be careful, man. Let's go, Colin. Damn right. Looking forward to Joe Colley's next Bulls podcast. 1:30 today. Joe and I are going back and forth. Joe and I are going to we're doing a live edition of the Bulls Recap podcast. So, Kyle, join us. Get your questions out there. Joe and I will have some fun. We'll drink the Kool-Aid. I'm not sure Joe will. Might have yelled at each other. We'll see what happens. Sox are looking like the 2024 all over again. The organization is so badly managed. It's like watching a little league team play out there. I will say this. The offense is so bad because the talent is terrible. I don't know how Marcus Timms is getting off the hook. He got to keep his job. But the talent is terrible. And I don't know how many of these guys would start on other teams. And I don't know how long the White Sox will keep doing it. It feels like we're going to get into May before we actually see somebody we want, like Chase. But my goodness, it's just a bad lineup, watching bad at-bats. Fun story years ago, someone did put spend nothing, win nothing on a t-shirt, wore it to PNC, and ended up getting thrown out. I think that sucks, by the way. I think you should be allowed to voice your displeasure if you're not happy. You're paying to go to the games. You're not saying F you. You're spend nothing, win nothing. I think, look, that's just my take on it. Hard to stop the owner scrolls. You guys are, I see you guys going back and forth. Jumped on Morikawa to win at plus 850. Had to join Guff and Swayze. Let's ride, lip ripper. You know how we roll. We got to do it. Landon, I'll get this one. Liam Cohen's favorite golfer, David Duval. Yep, no doubt. Speaking of bet of the day, I got some, I got another pick for us. It's going to be a 3-10 first pitch on our bet of the day, which, by the way, where you at, Pablo? Where you at, Pablo? You ready? It's an aviator day. I told you until further notice, bet the White Sox team total unders until they catch up to you. Today they caught up to us. It's 2.5. That ball hit deep, and it's 4-1 Cleveland. 4-1 Cleveland. This is going to be an 8-game losing streak, folks. I'm telling you right now. Stephen Kwan has just gone deep. It's 4-1. The White Sox can't score. And if you can't win if you don't score, I did not play the 2.5 today. Keep in mind, it was minus money still. Not even plus money to go under. I am doing a baseball bet. I'm going with the guy the Cubs should have made an effort to sign, with Alex Bregman. Yes, the Aviators are a big win because we cashed yet again. We're 40, gotten a couple. We got 3 wins this week. Sox won't win until May. Who knows? Who knows? All right, so we're going Bregman. This game's a 3-11 first pitch. Red Sox are playing Chris Bassett off to an awesome start. Bassett with an ERA of 0.71. But we know the start that our guy Alex Bregman is having and what he would look like in a Cubs uniform. I'm keeping the Aviators on. Bregman has faced Bassett 26 times. He's 10 for 26 with 3 doubles, a homer, and 4 ribbies. So I'm riding Alex Bregman at plus 110 for 2 or more total bases to keep this thing rolling. That's a 3-11 first pitch. So get it in now. 3-11 first pitch, because the Red Sox are off and running on a getaway day. Cubs facing Yamamoto tomorrow night. Hard to believe the Sox and Braves have the same record. That's actually asinine. Chicago needs to ask the White Sox to leave, go to Nashville or something. Morikawa sounds like what it was in Lazarus Pit to bring Jason Todd back for my Batman fans. Like that play would ride with you, but all the funds are tied up in the Masters. I'll send the positive vibes for that. Hey, come on. Send me your positive vibes and lip ripper. It's tough when you don't ride with us, but in theory you just did because you hopped on Morikawa, who is at 3 under through 13. Scheffler at 3 under through 12. Tyrell Hatton, 4 under through 12. And we got a bunch of guys kind of coming up the ladder after that. I need my guy Corey Connors to at least make it birdie to get the 3 under to be in that group. I'd love if somehow he can go birdie to finish and be 4 under and at least have a share of the lead and be in contention after the first guys go in the clubhouse. What a day. There's the bet of the day. We're going to try to win another one, cash another one, and take it in to day 2 of the Masters, which will be tomorrow. We'll be with you tomorrow. The Cubs will be playing the Dodgers. The White Sox will be back home playing the Red Sox. It's not going to get any better. Jonathan Cannon just walked another batter. He's only been through 2 1/3. The White Sox bullpen can't afford this. He's only thrown 33 pitches. They're going to have to let him eat. Appreciate you guys. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Look out for each other. Look out for yourselves, obviously. A lot of love out here. Appreciate all of the back and forth and fun that we have here on the Recap Lunch Hour, brought to you by Hooters. Putting a bow on this one for everyone here at the Recap. Enjoy the Masters. Enjoy baseball. Enjoy some hockey. Enjoy the rest of the NBA season as the NHL and NBA playoffs start next week. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. It's been the Recap Lunch Hour with Guff, brought to you by our partners at Hooters, originalhooters.com. Visit one of 11 Chicagoland locations.